What's going on, YouTube? It's Sensei, the place to be. Chilling with homie Mr. A&E back to give you guys another AEW pay-per-view review, Full Gear 2020. And joining me is my co-host, not Deion Sanders, for Prime Time.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, the P-R-I-M-E.
He got the key. Look, me and Prime having a good time. We've been going on Netflix watching 101. We've been watching SNL. And look, we just been having a fun weekend here. But I apologize
What's
to you
up with
guys.
that?
Huh?
What's up with that?
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. We are doing Full Gear. Full Gear obviously was Saturday night. So it took me, I seen it, and then I was like, I want to make sure I see it again. And then so I apologize. We had this review up for you we couldn't do it Saturday night or have it up on Sunday. I was busy on Sunday, but that's why you're seeing this thing on Monday morning. So this one was a definitely better show than All Out was. They really redeemed themselves in this show.
I think they probably kind of bummed about All Out.
Say what?
They probably was bummed about All Out.
Yeah, but Full Gear, I think this is potentially probably their best pay-per-view this year, maybe close to it.
I would say maybe their best pay-per-view ever. Maybe this one or I would say either this one or Revolution.
Because now Revolution was early in the year, like February, right?
Yeah, this the one with had Hangman and Omega versus the Bucks.
Yeah.
So I'd say either these two, or if you want to go to the original, then maybe the original.
Yeah. So we gonna just get right up into this card here. Actually, of course, I didn't pull it up. So I did not see the pre-show.
Yeah, okay. Well, pre-show Serena D versus Allison K, aka Sienna.
Yes.
It's okay.
So, how did that go?
It was okay, but Serena D is not say that she's not interesting or anything. She's just not what Thunder Rosa was. Like Thunder Rosa is a character. She looks cool. She has a gimmick. But Serena Deeb is just, it's either she has a gimmick or we don't know what her gimmick is yet. But Serena Deeb wins, and then at the end of the match, Thunder Rosa comes out and challenges her. So I'm assuming we're gonna get this somewhere down the line of them challenging each other for the title on either AEW or NWA.
Okay, so that's good news. So Thunder Rosa is back. Well, I mean, she was still part of the NWA, but she's back now.
I think she's like going back and forth because like at one time she was a UFC fighter. The past year, I think it's probably coming over a year, and then she was like, "Am I training? Should I go to WWE, TNA, these different places?" So I think she's just like a free agent, just looking at her choices, which, always a good thing to look at your choices, at least look at your options.
Yeah, I got you on that. Well, Serena did picks up the win, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, she picks up the win from Thunder Rosa. So we move on now to now we're into the actual show, and we kick off, which I think was the best way to kick this thing off, was with the finals to the AEW Championship Tournament, which is Kenny Omega taking on Hangman Page. I was definitely excited for this matchup coming up because I was like, I know how these guys can work. And I have to say right here, good matchup by these two. First of all, in the beginning, it's them exchanging blows because they know each other so well, such as Adam Page reversing a V-trigger and then, get to the clothesline. Suplex out of take. He go to the outside. Adam Page throws Kenny Omega around to the barricade a little bit. Kenny Omega actually does a run up to the barricade, does a moonsault, and it comes back in. And they do the Kenny Omega Hangman stuff, and then we go out to that level ramp. And this spot looked like it hurt because Hangman bounced Omega off the ropes and hit a pop-up power bomb right on the stage. It looked like it sucked.
Yeah, well.
And then he hits another power bomb in the ring for a near fall. Omega does that double underhook pile driver.
Tiger driver.
The Tiger driver. 90,
huh? 96 or 92. Tiger driver 96 or 92.
Okay, yeah. It's kind of like how he reminds like a Street Fighter stuff. Then it was good. It was cool because as they're going back and forth, Omega hits that double arm dragon suplex to Hangman, but he pops right back up and hits a lariat, almost like a buckshot lariat without the buckshot, and brings back the old finishing move I was talking about. Remember the one I like? Where he drops you on your head behind. What's it called again?
Yeah. The dead eye or the dead shot or
yeah.
Something
he
like
brings
that.
that up for a very near fall.
This was a complaint I had.
Okay.
This is gonna be one of my complaints. Is that why isn't this just his finisher? Like
it shouldn't even be a setup move. It should be his finisher.
Understand why you do this as a setup move, then your finisher just to close a flipping close.
Yeah,
that type of stuff I don't be understanding, but
I don't get it neither. But speaking of that, he goes for the buckshot later.
We'll get to one later in the show that I really was not happy about, but you probably can guess what that is. Anyways,
I think I can. He goes for a buckshot Larry. He misses. Omega hits a V trigger and then hits a one wing angel, and then Omega wins the matchup. So,
I like how they even keeping the trip over from Japan. If he only hits it one time and that's it, like nobody's still never kicked out of it.
Yeah.
So I like maybe Moxie will be the first one to kick out of it, or Eddie Kingston, or Archer, or whoever.
Well, it's a very protected move, so it was a great way to start off the show. And then we go to Orange Cassidy taking on John Silver. So four from the Dark Order. Of course, we get the Orange Cassidy stuff. He puts the hands in his pocket. He does the kip up and everything. John Silver here, for people who don't know, gets a good chance to showcase his ability as a singles wrestler, because I see him in House of Hardcore all the time. And he does not like how Orange Cassidy is just like beating him up with his hands in his pocket. So he actually rips all out Orange Cassidy's pockets so he can't put his hands in there. I thought that was kind of cool.
John Silver is... I mean, I know on BTE he's getting over more and more every week, but like I guess since they're starting to put him on the show more, people are starting to take to him more.
Yeah, you know, in a way. Now, I'm not saying he wrestles like this kind of person, but it's like he kind of reminds me of Sonny Kiss. Like Sonny Kiss is talented. I mean, I obviously, you know, it's a little rusty on certain things, that needs improvement, but it's like I'm glad they get a chance to show, you know, what they can do.
Yeah, I think he's done a lot of backstage segments and stuff to where people wanted to see him in the ring. And I think for his first showing of them, like first one-on-one showing, because I remember watching a tag team match where he went off and he was doing good. He's doing good. So I like he got this chance to show off his singles abilities, and I think he did good.
Yeah, it looks like Archer he's a Osaki Street Cutter. I think that's what it's called. I heard that move since SmackDown 2. Know your role. He hits the Superman punch on him, and then hits the, I don't know what that finisher was that he did on John Silver, like a shoulder back toss drop.
I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, Orange Cassidy beats John Silver as expected. So I thought it was a pretty decent matchup.
Yeah, pretty decent. I liked it. Yeah.
Next matchup is for the TNT Championship. Darby Allin is taking on Cody. And Darby comes in and like on a car, he has the skateboard that says "Face of TNT." I like it. The whole car like that. The drivers like that. It's all decked out interest. I like that. And of course, Brandy Rose, good Lord, Brandy, come out with Cody.
Okay. I'm sorry. I had a lot of complaints apparently, but it's one thing I hate. Why does Cody have to have 15 people come out with him?
First of all, I thought you was going to do the fireworks.
I mean, fireworks. I couldn't see the fireworks because there's too many people on the stage.
The boom. He did. He came out there with the Gun Club. He came out there with Anderson, Brandy Rose. I think his brother.
Yep, Les Johnson, QT Marshall, all that.
Yeah.
Did he get rid of DDP and all them? Are they still his family too?
I mean, they probably there, but DDP probably like, I'm not traveling for COVID. So
I know what I'm saying. So when COVID come back, like when COVID is gone, all that. Do you mean tell me DDP, Glacier, the whole band, all that coming back?
Why was Glacier there? Because you could tell Cody's a WCW mark. I'm like, Glacier.
I think him and his dad were just best friends. That's good friends. So
in the beginning, Darby Allin is doing the mic to try to hurt and pin Cody, but Cody obviously is outmuscling him because he's big. Darby Allin goes for, I guess, the sliced bread, and Cody just launches him on the level stage, and it hurts Darby's shoulder. So Darby has been selling the whole shoulder and everything, but he keeps trying to get these little roll-ups on Cody. It doesn't seem to necessarily be working for Cody. And then as he tries to go for the side spread again, he removes the second turnbuckle on the turnbuckle side, and then knocks it down, knocks Cody into a near fall. Cody hits a crossroads. Listen to me, a crossroads from the top rope, and I was like, "Well, damn, this shit done already." That's what I thought it was. And then, but Darby Allin kind of like he rolls over to the ropes, and when the referee tries to pin him, his arm is in the rope that breaks the count.
This is another complaint.
You said another complaint?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why wouldn't Cody just pull him over and then pin him again?
You know what? Good point. I'm not even mad at you about that one.
Cody goes, I'm just saying, usually when they do these moves, they just roll out the ring, so there's no opportunity for a pin, which would have been, in my opinion, smarter. But yet, he just says, "Oh, his arm is under the rope." And Cody's just like, "Oh well, it looks like I can't win now." Like, nah, we just pull him over and then do it again. Like, I don't know. Cody got 15 people out there, and Arn Anderson couldn't tell him that.
I mean, Arn Anderson's the coach, right? You know, to say you would think.
I don't understand why Cody needs to coach. He's been wrestling for like 20 years already.
Right. A lot of this don't make sense when it comes to a lot of this Cody does. Darby Allin, goes back, starts building some offense, hits a coffin drop on Cody, goes for a near fall.
Okay. I don't know if this is a complaint or not.
You said what?
I don't know if this is a complaint or not.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I've just noticed this, but the coffin drop does not work. Doesn't work, but it's like a pin just falling. Like it don't do nothing.
Well, because the coffin drop, especially because it's somebody the size of Darby Allin doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, so when it's the size of him doing it, it really had no effect to it. So he tried. Then, of course, we try to go for the crucifix pin. Then he tried to go for roll-ups, and then Darby Allin gets a roll-up on Cody and Darby Allin. It is the new TNT champion after a 3 count, and Cody obviously looks surprised. And then Cody is going to do, he's going to do the Hogan. He grabs.
I was just about to say, why did he got to be Hulk Hogan 2.0?
He got to grab the belt. He gets down on one knee and awards Darby Allin the championship. But we're not done because Team Taz comes out and doesn't like this shit. So Ricky Starks and Brian Cage come out to beat up Cody and Darby Allin. And then it's like the TNT championship is both in the ring, and they have like a Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar moment.
Yeah, and they did also Ricky Starks did attack Arn Anderson too.
Oh yeah, they did do that. Then they go to after they argue with the championship, they go and
so
go to the back. They throw Cody on the barricade. They throw Darby Allin through like the little full gear little set they have.
What's the difference between Jeff Hardy and Darby Allin?
Jeff Hardy is bigger.
Well, I was gonna say Jeff Hardy, at least he gives and takes. Darby just takes and takes and takes.
He just takes all that kind of crap.
Yeah,
almost like a skinny McFoley.
Yeah, like he gets this one win, but like he never really gets the upper hand on anybody.
But it's good to see him as champion though. It's pretty dope at that.
We don't know how long he might come out on Monday. He might do an open challenge and lose to Brian Cage.
I mean, if he come out on Monday, he probably will. But if it's on Wednesday,
on Wednesday, my bad.
They take him to the car. They about to Ricky Starks and Brackets about to slam his arm in the car, but then Will Hobbs comes out to chase them off. So obviously we still got this storyline with Will Hobbs and Team Taz, which I for some reason think that Will Hobbs is going to end up joining Team Taz at some point.
That's what I hear a lot of people say that, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Next up is for the AEW Women's Championship. Nyla Rose taking on. Okay, hold on. Let me do this. Nyla Rose taking on Hikaru Shida.
Hikaru. Just think of
Hikaru.
Hickory. Just think of Hickory.
Yeah, Hikaru Sheena. I was actually practicing it yesterday, like with the saying different words, stuff like that. But
Just do what JR does and just say Sheena. Like she don't have a first name.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like giving the respect. The match is pretty good. They go to the outside.
I'm not gonna get on Jim Ross, but all right. I don't know if y'all see Jim Ross on Twitter, but this man is out of control.
No, I have not. Nyla Rose is trying to use a chair, but it's not no disqualification match. It's already set up. Sheena runs up on the chick, gives her a knee that breaks. She breaks through the barricade. While that's happening, Vicky Guerrero takes a kendo stick and hits Sheena in the knee. So now Sheena's knees are messed up. Now Rose is attacking the knee the whole time during the match and putting it on the turnbuckle post, child blocking her and everything. They put her in the single leg Boston Crab. She's doing all the stuff. And then once again, he tried to go on top rope, and then Sheena gives a missile dropkick to Nyla Rose onto the level stage. Like, this is the third match in a row. Actually, I'm lying. This is the fourth match in a row where I've seen that stage be used.
Yeah, it's there.
And I'm like, to the point where I'm like, this is getting kind of redundant. Yeah. Sheena is impressive as she does, and
because I think that's because it's there and it's not a disqualification for just. And it's not. It's softer than throwing them like on the floor or on the concrete.
I got you.
So I think that's probably why.
She does do a shoulder back toss to Nyla Rose. It gives her a top rope Falcon Arrow. Very impressive. Vicky Guerrero tries to grab Sheena's legs when she runs across the rope. Clearly misses, but Sheena being a professional. Vicky tries to hit her with a counter again. The referee takes it. She knocks Nyla Rose into Vicky Guerrero, and then of course along the barricades and stuff, and then she comes back in the ring, gives Nyla Rose a suplex, an impressive suplex, which they did call the Falcon's Arrow, but I understand it was hard for her to do that. And Sheena just gives a very tired knee to Nyla Rose, and she got like falls on her and wins the matchup. I like to finish too much, but that's just probably just me.
Okay. I thought the match was okay.
It was okay. At the end, Vicky Guerrero starts cursing out Nyla Rose and slaps her, and then she just takes the headband off, and she don't like destroy Vicky Guerrero or nothing, but that's just what it is. It's like she
Vicky
just take this. Say what?
Vicky too old to take bumps.
Probably, yeah, you're right. I mean, but I know she's gonna probably slap her or be like, "To still screw you," but it looks like that all this work, Nyla Rose still does become AEW Women's Champion, so. We gotta see what happens there.
Just I think they need bigger women because Nyla Rose is like the biggest woman they have, and when she fights smaller people, it just doesn't look
good.
It doesn't look good. It's not like that Gail Kim Awesome Khan type of chemistry. It just don't look good. But yeah, if she wrestles somebody maybe more her size, it can help her at least, Yeah. And they don't have any other bigger women. The bigger women that they did have are Joshi wrestlers, which are in Japan. So I don't know. I don't even know no big women now outside of like TNA or WWE. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like women like Bianca Belair size, it will look like a better match because actually Bianca Belair is taller than she is.
Yeah, Bianca Belair is like taller and like kind of filled out. Like Hikaru Sheeta's like probably 5'8", maybe 5'6". So yeah, kind of.
I can understand that.
I don't want to see Nyla Rose versus like Riho again or anything like that. It just don't seem right.
Yeah.
And I understand they probably want to use that David and Goliath method for all the Nyla Rose's matches, but they need to try to get at least regular sized women like Chris Statlander. She was the closest, biggest woman.
The injury really messed up a lot of things. Injuries, COVID, a lot of things has happened this year.
I think Britt Baker gonna be the next one to get the title.
Yeah, Big Swole is pretty good too. So
yeah, I think Big Swole is good, but they've been building up to Britt Baker, and she just fought Big Swole for the title last week or week before last.
So the match that everybody's been waiting for.
Really?
It's that's a lot of people. We got the Young Bucks.
Oh, you know what? I thought it was later in the show. My bad. Keep it going.
The Young Bucks taking on FTR for the AEW Tag Team Championships. So obviously, this has been the rivalry that's been brewing.
Did you catch the color schemes?
Okay, so FTR had on all white, and the Young Bucks had on the purple and gold, such as like Kobe, I'm guessing.
FTR had on green, actually.
Oh, they did. You know what? It came out in all white, and they had on green.
Uh-huh.
So what is the color scheme?
The Celtics versus the Lakers.
Oh, that's right. Okay, now I'm getting it now. You're right, because the green and white for the Celtics, and then the
purple and gold.
Yeah, the gold, purple, and black. Yeah, Lakers and Celtics. You right on that one. And then of course, but you know when they put the black in there, you put the Kobe colors in there. So Mamba, it's Mamba time, man. We've been putting up that Kobe fist all weekend. So yeah. So of course it's hard to go play by play, even if you write notes down for a Young Bucks match. I'm going to try my best, but in the beginning, it's all.
I was gonna say I could have summed it up, but not. I would say I would say this is a love letter to tag team wrestling.
It's a very love letter to tag team wrestling. Of course, you got the Young Bucks stuff, but I like how, because FTR, even in WWE, they've had great matches with DIY and American Alpha and AOP. Like, so they know how to work with all kinds of guys. Mm-hmm. And this one, they do work well with the Young Bucks. Like I said, it's back and forth action. Young Bucks get their stuff in. FTR gets their stuff in. A lot of near falls. Nick Jackson's going to do Nick Jackson shit.
Yeah.
All up in the matchup. They actually give Nick Jackson a what's the move the Heart Foundation used to do?
Heart attack.
Yeah, the heart attack, and he kicks out. That was a good thing.
Somebody hit a 3D at one point.
Yeah, yes, the Young Bucks hit a 3D. They actually hit Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, twist the face,
swanton. I think at one point they hit the Steiner move, the elevated bulldog. Rear bulldog.
So they was hitting all the tag teams. Like it was like you're right, tag team love. They was hitting all the spots on the tag team stuff.
I'm not gonna lie, because just people don't really do this more like nowadays, but like they of course had an injury with the leg, and then they went after the leg, and then they did tag team moves to the leg, which what I like. Like they did the drop hold to the elbow. They did he tied his knee up, and then he like pushed his partner, and that made him go back, which put more pressure on the knee. Stuff like that. I like that. We don't see it enough. It's kind of remind me of like an old school NWA match.
When they pay attention to the details, Nick Jackson hits a top rope solo seater out to Dash Wheel. I don't know the names of AEW yet. Matt Jackson
is Scott Dawson.
Scott Dawson. Okay, so Scott Dawson gets the sharpshooter in the ring, and then that Matt Jackson has the sharpshooter or Dash on the outside of the ring. So on the stage part, they come back in, and they're doing some more Young Bucks tag team stuff, and then finally, Dash Wheeler tries to do a springboard 450.
Mr. No Flips just fist himself.
I didn't think he had it in him.
Well, I know he could do it because before he was the Revival person, he used to do the springboard. What's the one when you on the rope and then you bounce to the other rope and you can move something? He did that one.
Okay.
But that was way before. That was like, I think him and Jason Jordan was a tag team.
Yeah, and then after he missed, Matt Jackson hits him with a super kick.
The barefoot super kick.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and then that was the end of the match. I was just like, wait a minute. The match was great, but I'm like, I thought it was gonna be a Meltzer driver to finish it. I really thought it was gonna probably like put a stamp of it with the Meltzer driver, but they win with that super kick, which it's been used throughout the whole fucking match. And
I think I I'm not sure, but I think that's a callback to a Shawn Michaels to a Rockers match somewhere.
okay,
Like Shawn Michaels probably had an injury. He super kicked him with the barefoot and pinned, laid down. I'm sure it is. It's gotta
okay,
be.
probably so. Yeah, you're right. And that was that. So your thoughts on the matchup?
I thought the matchup was a good little bit of the tag team matches. It wasn't the best because some of it, I'm not gonna lie, kind of fell flat because of the audience. They didn't have that, like they didn't have that
I mean,
resounding
you had
audience.
some, but you didn't have it the way you wanted it to.
Yeah, it's not the same to play off because the actual audience is like far kind of away from the a regular match. When you look now, it's like right there.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of a different thing. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do it again when they get full fans in attendance. And I like the celebration of Kenny Omega coming out and celebrating with them. And then in the corner, far in the wire shot, you see Heyman just staring from the tunnel. So I kind of
Yeah.
like the subtlety in that as well.
Yeah, so the elite is far from being done. Now, speaking of elite, let's go over to deletion, where we have the elite deletion match. Matt Hardy taking on Sammy Guevara. So obviously,
This gives this gives deletion matches a run for their money. I say that.
yeah, it does because they go back to doing the cinematic match thing. Obviously, Sammy Guevara driving to Matt Hardy's place in a
I got
golf
one more
cart.
small complaint that people sim through. Should not have been commentary for this. It should have just been hokey music or something.
He said, who should have been commentating?
So it should not have been commentary, but just like hokey music or something.
Oh yeah,
Not Benny Hill, but like dramatic when they fighting or something out.
I agree. Vanguard something comes out and
It's Neo. It's Neo now.
Mia, yeah, over Sammy Guevara, and then it has Matt Hardy to distract him, and then this big monster truck comes out to run over the golf cart that Sammy Guevara's. I'm like, already, but Sammy gets out, hits him with a trash can, and then our match gets started. Sammy off the back gets on top of the monster truck and does a dive off the monster truck on the Matt Hardy. Like I think it's a
Matt Hardy
moonsault.
line that he said is when he runs over the golf cart. I'm assuming he thinks Sammy is dead. So he says what you call a squash man.
Uh,
So I kind of like how he says these different things during the match, which we'll get to some later. But yeah, that was an impressive thing he did off the monster truck.
a lot of suplexes in the yard, and then we finally go towards the back where there is a wrestling ring, and then so that they obviously can get some wrestling moves in. Matt Hardy hits hit the side effect, and so his pinfalls and submission. Matt pulls out a table, goes for a power bomb, and power bombs Sammy Guevara through the table, but then all of a sudden, was it Santana and Ortiz come out and attack Matt Hardy? But wait a minute, private parties in a car, they get a phone call, and then so private party it drives over.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't even thinking of private party. Like I was thinking more ridiculous. Like I was thinking of like Shannon Moore and like somebody else. Like.
But you know what though? The reason why I wasn't mad because Matt Hardy truly wants to get private party over.
Yeah, now I understand it now, but back then I was like, it was probably gonna be like Shannon Moore, like 3 count or so. Like I was just thinking of random people.
Oh god, yeah. I don't need Evan Courageous coming back. Under the ring, as the brawl's going on, Matt Hardy pulls out the fireworks just like he did for ultimate deletion or final deletion, everything like that. Yeah. And then he's firing the fireworks, and then Sammy goes to fire some fireworks. I'm like, bro, it got to feel good having your own compound to do all this shit.
Yeah.
Because I can't do this in the city. So
yeah, but he was actually like lighting them on fire. The fireworks.
Exactly. So Sammy and Matt are having a fireworks fight. Like he's really shooting Sammy Guevara with these fireworks as he slips on the ground and shooting him with it. As Private Party is having their own little matchup with Santana and Ortiz in there. So they finally get to the Lake of Reincarnation. He hits a twist of fate on Sammy. He's gonna toss him in there, but for somebody in a dark leather jacket is holding the Hurricane. Yes, the Hurricane hostage, and he pulls out the mask. It's Gangrel.
Yep, you got that right. Well, according to JR, his name is Heath. David Heath.
Okay. So with that being said, Private Party come over and help take out Gangrel, and Sammy Guevara throws the Hurricane into the Lake of Reincarnation, and then reverse the twist of fate, and then Hurricane Shane Helms comes out and says, other alter ego to interview him. I was like, okay, that's cool.
He said, and you know what he says?
What do you say?
Ooh, and then we stop.
And then, ooh, wait, what up with that? Yo, that would have been perfect though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's what he said. He did. He did kind of say.
He do be saying, what up with that?
He did say that later, but yeah.
So
I what
again,
he said.
We're having this brawl in the ring with Gangrel and Private Party and Santana and then the Hurricane comes back. I'm like, okay. Honestly, it was good to see those surprises, but this thing is getting broken down into much of a mess.
And he was like, he said like, it was 2 years. Where did you go? And he was like, long time I started booking. I had to come here to finish the booking or something like that. So it's weird, but I liked it. The little segments that they refer back to. I'm sure he meant when they did the one that was at his house, whichever one was at his house, like when the whole show was at his house.
Yes, yeah.
Then that's what
Ultimate Deletion.
Yeah.
No, to Tag Team Apocalypto.
Yeah, when they had the whole episode of Impact at his house.
Yeah.
Still ridiculous. This man had a whole episode.
They had a whole episode.
But yeah.
So they get to this driveway area. The door closes down. The micro closes down the door. And now it's just Sammy Guevara and Matt Hardy. There's all kinds of toys around this ring. Why is there a casket there? I can't tell you.
Okay, why is Gangrel all of a sudden like now he's like with apparently he's in the inner circle? Like what?
I like that's what I'm saying. It was so convoluted. It was good to see cameos, but it was so convoluted. I'm just sitting there like, wait.
Yeah, I would rather them just like leave, come in and then do their part and leave. Like Gangrel was like, nah, I'm fighting with Proud and Powerful now. Like it's weird.
He ties a rope around Matt Hardy's neck to make him pass out. Mm-hmm. Then he sets up a table in the ring and a huge, which I call Leo Rush ladder. Because this the ladder that he gets powerbomb off the top and no sells the powerbomb.
Okay.
So Sammy goes to the top of that, gives a swanton to him off the top of the ladder through the tail to Matt Hardy, but Matt Hardy still kicks out. I thought this casket was going to come into play, but it doesn't.
Even at the end, I thought, why have it there? Like, why do you just have it in your house?
So then he goes.
That's probably a Revy thing. She like, yeah, we gotta.
We got to do something with it. We get a twist of fate, and then he spears him outside the ring through a table. He hits him right in the eye with a steel chair, like right in the eye. And then gives him
those two callbacks because as far as they did the spear off the thing to the table, because that's of course where Matt has his injury, and apparently Sammy Guevara was bleeding in the back of the head with this. So yeah, they did that, and then of course he hit him in the eye. I thought he hit him in the face, but he probably did hit him in the eye. I really could not tell.
Yeah, with the eye is the face, and then he gets him a concerto on the ground, pins him. Matt Hardy wins. Private Party come back in, and
gave him a concerto on concrete, so he's dead, right? Like,
yeah, he just should be. Well, he's playing up like he is. Then they put Sammy Guevara in this plastic trash can, and Matt Hardy clearly struggles to get this thing out. They put him in a pickup truck with Senior Benjamin in the pickup truck. I was like, where is your delete shovel? And it shows Remy Hardy back.
The what do you call it? Well, he had like the things buried in the deletion graveyard or whatever.
Yeah, something like I honestly can't remember what it was. He he does that, and man, I'm telling you right now, I would have loved to see him because it goes back to the shot of where they were fighting there. Rebby's playing the piano, doing all that stuff like that. I'm like, why stuff him in this little uncomfortable trash can? Y'all got in a casket with wheels. Put him in the casket, load the casket up on the truck, have Senior Benjamin wait there with the lead shovel so you know he's going to dig up his grave and bury him there, opposed to trying to bury. You going to have that old man carry that trash off the pickup truck? You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
maybe I'm nitpicking.
I think this means that Sammy's going away.
Say what?
I think this means Sammy is going away like for a little bit, for like maybe a month or whatever. I don't know.
He probably is. But I still think it would be better to put him in the casket, honestly.
Yeah, they should have. Yeah. But then the ending of this seemed like a victory scene in a video game. It was Hurricane, Matt Hardy, Private Party, and Rebby celebrate with fireworks.
Exactly.
It looked like a Grand Theft Auto celebration where you win a heist or something.
Yeah.
This is random. Yeah.
Next up is Chris Jericho takes on MJF. The winner joins the Inner Circle. So
it's actually way different than I thought it was going to go.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, in my personal opinion, this was the weakest match on the card. However,
I didn't think it was much of a match though. Like I initially thought when Jericho came out, he was a face. I was like, maybe the whole Inner Circle just turns heel on Jericho, and Jericho's the face. Because he was doing moves that he hasn't done since he was a face. He did his comeback, which is 2 shoulder tackles, and then he tries to do another one. They throw him over the rope. Then he goes and does the axe handle. He actually did that, which is his face. He only does it as a face.
Yeah.
I was like, Jericho's definitely playing the face tonight. I thought they were going to keep it that way, but that might just be a trope going forward. Maybe.
It could be. Well, because everybody still thinks they're Judas, so him and MJF start to fight. He goes for the MJF goes for the handshake. Jericho slaps him, and then we go for some old school Jericho type stuff like that. Jericho knocks MJF outside. Well, actually, MJF knocks Jericho outside and gives him like kind of the finger. Jericho knocks MJF into the barricade, gives him a scoop ceremony outside. Takes the camera like Rock from Backlash 99 style, gives him that middle finger on the camera. I was like, okay, that's a nice nod to Backlash. But
it's a Jericho Jericho. Every time Jericho's in New Japan, that's what he does. So he's did it like 4 times.
Oh, okay. So yeah. It's fast forward. Was Jericho trying to go for the walls of Jericho? It looks like MJ's by the time he gets to the ropes, and then Warlow is out there to give him the ring. Jericho like he about to use the baseball bat. MJ tried to pose the Eddie Guerrero on it, rolls up Jericho, and wins the matchup. And Jericho is all shocked and surprised, and then they all celebrate, and then he says MJF and Warlow is now part of the Inner Circle. Didn't really care for it.
It would be weird to see that.
It's gonna be. I don't know.
It'd be weird to see Warlow making jokes and acting like a funny guy.
I think this is going to be the guy that's going to take Sammy's place while Sammy's gone.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, I think that's what the thing's going to be. Main event time though.
It's going to be crazy. Just one tidbit I did have. I kind of liked in this match because I like how MJF is like a student. Jericho had an arm injury in this. Only for the Judas hit the pole, and then I like it, but then again they went away from it as well. So like in the middle of the match, Jericho's just doing all this with his arm. He's just fine moving it anyway. Yeah. So I like that they at least went for it, but then they didn't commit to it. But I still think it's good because a lot of matches don't even have those injury angles like that much. So.
Mm-hmm. Main event time. The I Quit match for the AEW World Championship. Eddie Kingston taking on Jon Moxley. So, of course, you know this is going to be kind of brutal because of who these guys are. My man Eddie Kingston come out there with the Spirit Squad shit on. And
I thought that was the Montez of the Angelo Dawkins.
Close to it, too. Dean Ambrose is out there. Excuse me. John Moxley out there, and we go on and we start with the hard hit, and we do a chess type of slapping things. We go out and hit, and so I gotta get right to the barricade again. Suplex on the outside. They basically they're just roughing it up until the weapons come in. Moxie grabs the barbed wire bat, and then Eddie Kingston gets the 2 chairs, sets them up kind of back to back, kind of like the whole Adam Cole, Aleister Black thing, but Moxie kicks him over. Moxie just rakes the barbed wire bat over Kingston, and now we get our first little bit of blood, and then Kingston comes back and he takes like part of the barbed wire off the bat, wraps it around his head, and just wailing on Moxley's head with the barbed wire, just rubbing it into his face, and it just looks very, very sick. He actually gives him a backhand with the barbed wire right in the neck, and tries to give him that Kimura lock to make him quit, and Moxley does not quit just yet. And then we get he just sets the chairs back up again, but Moxley, this time they folded out facing each other. Moxley suplexes Kingston into that, but Kingston goes out and get the bag. So I know what the bags is already. It's thumbtacks. He German suplexes Kingston, but then he has that fighter spirit, and they both go back and forth with that. But Moxley's the one that unfortunately gets the thumbtack spot when he gets Tiger Suplex into it. But that's not what got me. I've seen thumbtack spots before. This is something I've never seen before because Eddie Kingston gets the rubbing alcohol. If anybody got a cut, no, you don't put rubbing alcohol directly on that cut. So obviously the thumbtacks is all in Moxie's bag. And Eddie Kingston just pours alcohol. That's some CZW shit. That is some straight C.
It's one of those things where when you see like that, you don't think it hurt, but it hurt more than like if you it hurts more when you think about it. Basically.
Yeah. Why did it get cuts on my hands so like that? And I'll be using peroxide, but when it just
like a back alcohol,
no. First of all, props to Moxie for even taking that spot. To be honest with you.
Yeah, because I know, like in wrestling, when people do a back rake or back stretch, when you see it, it just look like something funny. But like if somebody scratches your back like that, it will really hurt. Trust me.
Yeah.
I've had that done. It leaves marks. It's not good.
It really isn't. Moxie hits a pile driver on Kingston, and then hits a elevated paradigm shift. Takes the barbed wire, wraps it around Eddie Kingston's neck, and puts that sleeper choke on him. And then he is going to make him tap out, but no, he just says, "I quit." And he quits, and that was
he was crying like real tears and everything.
Say what?
I said he was crying. He had real tears and everything.
Yeah, because he knew he had to quit because it was crazy. And that was the I Quit matchup. I knew Kingston wasn't going to win, obviously, but I thought it was a good stepping stone to get us to Kenny Omega. Because Omega came out at the end and let Moxie know, like, I'm coming for that title.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Kenny Omega is going to give Moxie his first loss in AEW.
Yeah.
he's going to do that. So that was Full Gear 2020. I give the pay-per-view an A. The only thing to me was the weakest thing to me was MJF and Chris Jericho.
I figured that was going to be a week. I wasn't expecting no wrestling classic with MJF and Jericho. Like I said, I initially thought it was going to be a double disqualification or a double count, a double something. So, yeah. I liked it. The order placement of the matches, the ridiculousness of the deletion match. I would give it an A too.
Yeah. So, I give it an A. Would you give it?
A.
Yeah. So, guys, make sure you guys check out more of our AEW pay-per-views in the Wednesday Night War that me and Primetime do as well. You can also listen to it on the No Gimmicks Either Wrestling podcast that we do. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. And post any comments down below. What was the strongest match to you? What was the weakest match on Full Gear? Or did it rebound from All Out? Me personally, it rebounded a lot from All Out. So I'm glad to say that, and I think this is probably, if not the best show if not one of the top shows this year, the best show this year. And this is their last show because we don't come back to Revolution until February, so it's the last show
Yeah,
of the
so
show.
I think Tony Khan did say that they were gonna have some big dynamites in December, like big, like how they have those big super shows or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they're gonna have some of them in December.
Okay. So make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Make sure you share the video, hit the like button, it really helps out the video, and subscribe for more wrestling videos right here on NC Studios. So once again, it's NC a place to be. Church Mr. A&D, and not Deion Sanders for prime time.
All right, y'all.
All right, and Nerd Coalition is out.